All right, greetings, everyone. How? What else would you expect when the councilman returns than to not host when he returns? We got a lot to talk about. We have a potential number one NXT women contenders. We got a lot to talk about from NXT. A lot to talk about from John Cena. What's going on in Raw, and more information on the Bash at Berlin. This is WWT Live.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the number one women's wrestling network on the planet.
Greetings and salutations, WWT viewers. I am your leading correspondent today. The councilman, Will Ferrell, is here in the building. If you've seen the intro, like we said, we got a lot to talk about today. And I never want to do this by myself. And so it's going to be a very interesting episode today because the person I have assisting me today, we will be going head to head in the following week with the Bash of the Officials. The graphic is being made. It is the PLE everyone wants to see. But today we're keeping it more cordial today. I got, of course, the mayor of Vice City, or excuse me, the re-elected mayor of Vice City. Mrs. Cedric is in the building. Now, I gotta know, when I do these, do I play the music first, then bring you in, or is that when it's live and you're about to pop in, we do the music?
I don't know how they do it. I don't even know where that drop is. We're trying to get rid of that drop for a while. It was somebody else's, and they gave it to me. But it's Wednesday. It's a lot to talk about these last 48 hours of wrestling, and I will let you know that I will be on my best behavior today. I got a nice little fine from the real TK for my behavior on Monday. So I've already been reprimanded for my actions, and I just want you guys to know it's going to be a clean show. We're going to let the debate be the debate next week. I don't want no problems with Sindel because I'm getting fined now. So we good. I'll be on my best behavior.
And just to follow in that suit, I will not be on my best behavior. Or at least I'm not going to promise that because ain't no telling what's going to happen. But I will work my best to make it cordial and will extend an olive branch. Sindel, I'm not trying to control you in any kind of way. Let's put the takes away. If Sindel is watching this or when she pops on, let's put the takes away until the Bash of the Officials. Let's try to keep it PG, as my parents used to tell me. We're gonna keep it PG over here. And shout out to the people that's here. Boza, who's letting us know it's gonna be fun today. Councilman has the keys with the mayor helping out. Yes, indeed. Hey, fellas, happy birthday to the final boss's daughter, Ava, as well. Yes, indeed. Nice. Shout out, happy birthday to her, killing it over at NXT. Cindy, she must have been waiting. She was like, I know it's 3:00 already. I'm ready to launch these missiles. Yes, Cindy, if we can have a ceasefire till the Bash of the Officials. Let's promote a ceasefire as of right now until next Wednesday.
Coromir.
Yes, we're going.
Trying to walk in the spirit today. I don't want to have to get aggressive with you, Sindel.
We're gonna walk in the spirit of positivity today, but you never know what's gonna happen on this show. But we're going to kick it off with, like we said, this is the time where we talk about a lot of wrestling news. So we are not going to try to get hung up on a particular story as much. So we're going to try to go through these a little bit quickly, just so we have, a decent amount of time on the show. And we're going to be talking about a couple of Raw highlights. So, of course, one of the Raw highlights is Rhea Ripley was able to finally talk to Dom after betraying her at SummerSlam, hooking up with Liv. The new Judgment Day is here. Excellent promo given by Rhea Ripley. Very Attitude Era-like on her part, as well as a back and forth exchange. Some classic moves of like Damian Priest coming from the rafters, beating up Dom. Rhea Ripley chasing after Liv Morgan. All of this to set up for Bash in Berlin's mixed tag match between the Twins of Terror, Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley versus Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan. Now, Cedric, I want to ask you, How are you feeling about the next chapter in this story when it comes to the Judgment Day, when it comes to these two mixed tabs? I've been hearing a few people of like it's starting to maybe get a little redundant. Maybe the heat is kind of going away, but I wanted to get your opinion on how are you feeling about where this storyline is going?
I just think we're spacing it out. And I think it's the smart play because I think we know the end game here is Damian versus Finn. So, however, we can space it out to not rush us to get there, which is the true, like, all right, this is New Judgment Day versus everybody else. With Rhea, she just had her first action since coming from the shoulder injury at SummerSlam. So, you want to space that out as well because theoretically, the run that Rhea was on, she was the most popular character in the entire company. So you want to live this space to really shine as a champion. And this angle kind of helps you do that to keep her in, like, keep her staying power there. Cause you know, like how strong physically Rhea is, but also how popular she is as a character in the chopping block in the entire company. She was leading the company in merch sales for so long, PWI #1 rank. There was so many things that was on that trajectory for Rhea Ripley. So you don't want to just shoot her back there. So this mixed match challenge just kind of helps in that. My biggest fear is that once all this blows over, like, are Liv and Dom going to be a thing far after Rhea Ripley's out of the picture? Because that's the pigeonhole I look at.
Mm.
How do you keep that going if Rhea is not a part of that storyline anymore?
Yeah, I feel the same way of what does this do also for this new group that they've put together, which, you know, like we talked about last episode of them, they're changing their names to this god-awful name that we heard about, or if it's still sticking to the Judgment Day, like how long does this go on? Like, is Liv in this group? Does this group remain? What are their real objectives? Because if that's the case, like there is no group that doesn't have, I'm not even calling it a leader, but a standout person that they're going to look to go, hey, this is the person that we'll talk to make decisions for the entire group, kind of like what Damian slid into.
Yeah.
And that would most likely be Finn, since he's the one that, you know, put the knife in the champion's back. But with him being the tag champ, like what happens? Does he shift into that role? Does he trade on somebody else? Does Dominic go even dirtier and betray all of them? It's just like, you know, where does this end?
And that's the thing that's crazy is because Judgment Day literally was the biggest topic on Monday Night Raw for so long. But you can literally, I think JD and Finn will hold the belts for a while. It's a matter of who takes the belts off of them. And if they really want to promote tag team wrestling, you can promote the Creeds very easily. You can promote Final Testament very easily, or some iteration of this new version of the New Day. Or if you want to throw a big curveball, like any two of the Wyatt Six, you can really do that because everything surrounding this Judgment Day, like love triangle and drama, doesn't need belts. That includes Liv. That includes Liv.
I agree.
Because it confuses everything else when there's like so many other challengers up and down the card.
Yeah, you're right, and it holds it and it holds them into it holds it up to where then the legitimacy of it starts to lose its value, because it's like y'all not even fighting over the championship anymore. It's just wrapped up in drama rather than being even defended now at a PLE because you're too busy doing these type of things with Rhea. Then of course we're going to have to get something at Bad Blood between these two. So I agree with you. If it is going to be something that they're spacing out, that'll take us into, I guess, the remainder of the year and then kind of end there as we get ready for Royal Rumble. I don't necessarily think the title belt needs to be involved. Any title needs to be involved when it comes to this.
Yeah. If anything, if this is gonna play out for the rest of the year, then at some point Rhea needs to cost Liv the title, not win it back. And the only way to cost her the title is Tiffany needs to cash in on Liv.
I wouldn't mind Strattonville going to Raw. Think we could do real good on Netflix. Think we could do real good on there, which would be a huge twist too. And a lot of people wouldn't see that coming, especially if she did that. A lot of people, that would be a huge twist for Stratton.
A lot of people were expecting her to turn on Nia, and that's like so it's so predictable. Like Nia can just be big homie all the time.
Yeah. Which she really is, like, behind closed doors and stuff and everything, behind the scenes, like, it really is. It's like, yo, you done took the rookie under your wing, and she's really learning a lot being under, the wing of Nia Jax. So I could see that. Yes, indeed. To Chris Isaac's point, Tiff versus Liv would feed millions. The people at Strattonville would love this. We would love to see the two blonde wonders going at it. Sindil say Dom's heat is nuclear all over again. That boy cannot not be hated. That man is ridiculously over. Joseph Boza, if the women's get a War Games match this year, I have a feeling that it will extend the feud, so Mommy versus Liv could happen there. I can see that. I can see them. And then too, I would rather it be that than them involved in some kind of war game.
Yeah.
I would see that than have someone else shine.
War Games is like it's shaping up to be like literally like Damage Control versus Studline.
Yeah. I can see that. We got another I can even see Bloodline versus Bloodline. It's a lot of them though, because even well, no, I don't see. Well, no, I can see how they could pull that off. You could even never mind. I was thinking of something with Judgment Day, but I don't think it's gonna happen anymore. I don't think you got enough time. But you got a few shaping up for War Games. And then also shout out to Special Little Nobodies. Happy birthday to you. He's saying that
birthday.
Shout out the same birthday as Ava Sweet. I know I liked her for a reason. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, good sir. Well, like I said, we will see how this story unfolds at Bash at Berlin when there's mixed tag action between the Twins of Terror versus Dominic and Liv. We'll see who come out on top and what's going to happen next. We're going to keep it pushing on. Wait a minute. Whoa.
See,
who did this?
I had to come in here. I came in here with open arms. With no abuse, and this is what I received.
Sindil, did you do this? Who did this? Sorry, man, hold on. Let's go to the next slide. So I don't know.
Wow.
You see, people play too much. People play way too much, man. Way too much. We trying to keep it cordial here. Wow. Mm-hmm. You just can't trust your workers sometimes, man. They had one job. But real quick on this one as well, just to get your thoughts. We heard that Pete Dunne and the Sheamus rivalry is continuing to heat up. Not sure if it's going to be a PLE type of match or if they're just going to stick to different stipulations on Raw, but they're really feeding into getting the Pete Dunne name back out there, the Bruiserweight character, and really trying to push it very far. But I just want to know for you, Mayor, how are you feeling about the way that they're going off of this, kind of having Pete Dunne blame Sheamus for him being called Butch, turned into that when his real name is Pete Dunne, to try to play it off to be able to give this character, his flowers and get him back in the prime circle again.
Yeah, I like this a lot because I've always liked Pete Dunne, and I'm glad. It reminds me of Bobby Lashley's comments last week about Vince versus Triple H, how Triple H has his guys. So he wants to heat those guys up that meant a lot to Black and Gold NXT, and Pete Dunne is right there, along with his NXT UK title reign. So it's good that we're getting able to see his character, because for a minute, Pete Dunne went back to NXT, and he got in like this phenomenal shape, and everybody noticed it. But he kind of was in this like glass ceiling space. So now you get a vet that you can put against Pete Dunne, and it happens to be Sheamus. Like the Brawling Brutes for a while, to me, was a very forced faction. So him having that angst over having to be in that position and basically be Scrappy Doo for like a couple years when he's a renowned like international champion, I'm all for it. Like we've seen him get his win over Trick. Looks like he's about to be bookended to compete for the NXT Championship, which is good. He's been there before, but it's also allowing your main roster casual viewer who just viewed him as the angry guy, the Brawling Brutes, to know like, hey, no, this guy has range, and this is who he is.
Yeah. No, I agree. I've always loved the Bruiserweight. When I saw him in NXT, was very disappointed when they switched him over to this Butch character that didn't talk and kind of still had his wrestling style. Just I'm glad to see them really like investing in a character that you knew people were invested in, and not just letting it, go over and it's like, okay, well, we'll keep Butch and try to work it into some possible way. It's like, no, let us right the mistake that we made, get the stuff right. And I think that just attests back even to like the contract thing that they've been talking about, where they keep the rights for their names wherever they go. I think being able to really let people understand, like, there's no confusion when they go here or when they go there, that's the name that they have, that's the name that they're going to keep. So I think that's cool to see from Pete Dunne. Moving on to more Raw news as well. Odyssey Jones had his first debut match in Monday Night Raw with the New Day at his side. He was very successful in his match. The new, not the full New Day, but Kofi Kingston was very proud of his, not sure if it's newest member or we'll just for now say his friend Odyssey Jones, and picking up a victory. But if anybody was looking, Xavier Woods has been kind of in the sulking mood ever since this has happened. And of course, Karrion Kross did not help the situation and add fuel to the fire by pushing onto this subject a little more as he exchanged words with Karrion Kross and Xavier Woods this past Monday. Mayor, I just want to know on your end, how do you see this turning out? How does this go down?
I don't like none of this. I don't like where any of this is going, and I need Triple H to wrap this shit up because I don't like it. I don't like what we're doing, because keep in mind, this is the 10-year anniversary. If we get a split in the 10-year anniversary, we have completely missed the mark. Like, Kofi is being very absent-minded about things. Woods looks clearly unhappy. I've even seen some fan speculation that Kofi is going to be the one to turn on Woods. Like, they probably know in the back, but it's like, I don't know what's going to happen, but maybe we get a moment where Karrion Kross does get through the Woods for a bit. Like, if you remember when you remember Daniel Bryan like joined the Wyatt family?
Yeah.
For like a brief spell. I can see something like that, to where maybe he wants to implode the Final Testament from within. Maybe that can be a callback. I just want to know if Big E's stem cell treatments is working. Is this a longer play here where he's going to come back and make sure that the trio stays together or something like that? Because from this angle, I have no idea what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't either. I don't know if this is like finna be how all the angles you say, or are they finna give us some Sesame Street PBS type thing about learning about, hey, how to deal with your feelings. Now we see Xavier's a little upset, and we're gonna talk about our feelings and use the power of positivity to come together. Either way, I'm like you. I don't like none of this shit. I don't like it. I don't like it. It feels like no disrespect to Odyssey Jones, but you decide New Day, and we don't like it. We didn't ask for New Afternoon to be walking in and trying to get a part of this. You know what I'm saying? Morning, afternoon, and night is already full. The morning is Xavier, the afternoon is Big E, and the evening is Kofi Kingston. Odyssey Jones, you need to take your ass on up the street and keep having you some matches. You're doing a good job, but you are breaking up a happy home. You are the Nick Cannon in this situation. You better not break up Keenan and Kel. That's all I know. You better not do it.
He can go challenge Obafemi. That would be fun if that could happen. Quiet is kept, by the way. If it does happen, because I know Kofi Kingston is always talking about how he likes being a heel, and it's been a long time since we saw a heel New Day. Kofi Kingston, if you follow up, down, down at all, he is quietly the best heel in the company.
Oh, yes.
Easily.
I knew that when I saw a video he put up about all the ones that were breaking up the daylight hours after SummerSlam. And he was like, don't fret, because the New Day is still there. I was like, yo, y'all be talking about Drew with his tweets. Kofi be out here wilding with some of these social posts. He be firing shots, man, all the damn time. But man, let's check to see what the comments have to say. As far as Pete Dunne, Boza has said they're trying to get the salvage something with Bates on the injury list. I can see where you're coming from with that. How bad will Xavier's attack be? Ronell Tinsley asks. Butch is one of the last casualties of the one we don't speak. Yep, true. Mr. McMahon, you're right. He is one of the last final pieces to that. Cindeal says, can I just say the Liv versus Rhea feud doesn't need the women's title. It feels like the second fiddle to the story, and that sucks for the rest of the Raw women's division. Yeah, we completely agree, Cindeal, on that. As the mayor said, we don't need any championships involved in that story. If y'all gonna continuing to have it, then give the titles up to some other folks so they can be able to run with it. Karen Cross is so desperate to get the Final Testament over. It sucks. I don't think it sucks. I gotta disagree with that. I don't think the Final Testament sucks. I think you needed something to test it that wasn't so big at the time right now, because I can see the Final Testament. Once this is done, they could go with the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day can definitely be their next target.
Okay, Dylan wanted me to. I just read it. Dylan wanted me to post this comment. Not Councilman accusing Odyssey Jones of trying to break up the New Day when he's trying to break up a wholesome community in Vice City. I couldn't agree more, Dylan.
Y'all don't have no internet. How wholesome is this place? Y'all ain't got y'all. We had to sit. Y'all had to get funds sent in for us to fix y'all internet out there. But if we want to call it wholesome, okay. Well, again, we try to
It's beautiful.
We try to be cordial up here today. All right. The olive branch got extended. Okay, and you know what?
Point one thing out, because we're going to talk about NXT, but and the fact that you posted that photo up, you guys see I'm wearing a Wendy Chu shirt. That's because I was previously Chu crew. But I want to make no mistake clear. Lola about to whoop that ass next week. Wendy Chu about to get sent to the upper room next week with all that ghoulish bullshit she got going on, and I'm just calling it right now.
Well, we go see someone whose opinion I would love to get on this, who is joining us. My tag team partner, the greatest tag team in digital entertainment right now. You already know her. You love her Honey Pot predictions. You be sitting your ass there on Honey Night SmackDown. Everybody wrestling with Honey is in the building. Honey, how you doing on this Wednesday?
Doing wonderful. It's the middle of the week. I saw that there was the councilman, the mayor was in the building. I was like, hold up. Someone needs to come up in here and start delegating. What's happening, guys? Welcome to the middle of the week.
We've been cordial. We've been, we said we were saving it for the bash of the officials. We even talked to Cindeal. We said, Cindeal, can we get a ceasefire until next week? Let's keep it cordial. We are having a ceasefire for right now.
Debate time will come.
I can't
What's
have
up, everybody in the chat?
TK be taxing my pockets. Y'all just don't see it. I can't have
Yeah. It happens, but we were, just to catch you up, we're just doing some of the Raw highlights, honey. We were just talking about Odyssey Jones, being the new afternoon and the new day, and we not digging it. We just want to get your thoughts on what is going to potentially happen with this mixture going on. Is this the new day imploding, or is there something bigger at play here? I want to get your thoughts.
I honestly smell shenanigans. I smell some shenanigans. The shenanigans that I feel in my head, I really don't want it to go in that direction. So I'm kind of on the same fence as you guys. Like, I'm kind of not with it. I kind of saw something completely different for Odyssey Jones going forward, especially being that, he debuted last week on Raw and took down AOP. I think maybe this is. I don't think this is an official faction, and honestly, not Kofi. Xavier Woods didn't look too pleased, with the fact that he's just come right on in and bum rushed the New Day and turned it into the new afternoon, as you guys say, which is pretty hilarious. I honestly don't really feel this at all. So if I was Xavier, I'd be feeling the same way. I'll put it like that.
All right, so we all in agreement then, man. Odyssey Jones, you take your big back ass away from a good home. All right. Get your ass out of here. Stop messing up a good home. And just to Dylan, I'm not breaking up no community, okay? Just so we know. Not breaking up community like Odyssey Jones is. But we're gonna keep it moving in the Raw highlights. We had the Bash at Berlin. Now we're talking about what was this? What was the group names again, Cedric? Pussy Power Stud Line is what they call themselves now.
Oh my god!
I think it's
Or was it Pulsing Pussies?
Pure Collection Fusion or Pure Fusion Collection?
Pure Fusion Collective. Pure Fusion Collective, guys.
Oh, Fusion was in there?
Tell me he didn't just say that.
I thought that's what it was named.
It sounds like they had a list of names like right before the show was getting ready to start, and the show was getting ready to start, and they just had to pick one blindly. That is, I don't know. One, it feels overdone. Like it, I'd rather just be like an acronym, like just letters or whatever like that. But I don't know what it represents. I don't know what it represents at all.
It's pure because they don't let eggplants within them, so they remain pure, and they fusing the wrestling and the MMA together and coming together as a collective to make a cocktail, and that's why they are Pure Fusion Cocktail. Wait, no, that's
I don't know if we can say this on here, but can we confirm or not if Zoe Stark is? I thought she was married.
Haircuts don't lie, Mayor.
I can't believe we're having this conversation.
I didn't want to go there, but I know it's funny, but I thought she was. I don't know.
What the hell did I just walk into here, people?
You walked into the Fusion Cocktails. How may I take your order?
It looks like this is going to be the Damage Control versus Pure Fusion Collection storyline. My question is, now that Dakota Kai is out for like the next 4 to 8 weeks, it sounds like meniscus surgery. Asuka is still out. There's no telling when she's going to come back. So it's just going to be Sky and Kyrie against this trio. And when you get the other two back, it's still going to be 4 against 3. So what are we going to do there? Who fills in that blank for Baszler, Stark, and DeVille?
Yeah.
Who's the ally there?
Would it hurt to bring in, some of the women that we are expecting to be coming through to WWE, and being that they just newly signed, names like Vakur, names like Julia, I know Julia is due on NXT, but who's to say they don't make a main who's to say one of them doesn't make a little quick main roster debut for a one-off, and then people are going to follow NXT, to see where they go from there. But oh my Jesus Christ.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Well, either way, I'm not feeling the new team name with the Pure Fusion. I'm not sure who's coming up with these names. I know they could do better. I know they are capable of doing better. So whoever's responsible for that, please work on that.
Y'all leave evil Tisha Campbell alone. She's a straight married woman.
No. All right. Next.
Anyway, those two teams were fighting to be a number one contender for the women's tag team titles. And this one, as well as last Friday's contenders match, ended in a DQ thanks to Isla Dawn interfering in the match. Now, I have to ask, does this make the tag team titles look weak because these things keep happening and repeatedly happening, or are we setting up for another potential fatal tornado tag match with multiple teams going after the tag titles?
I think we're set for a triple threat tag match, but honestly, I love what we're doing with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, and now the inclusion of Blair Davenport into that faction. I've been calling that for so long, Blair Davenport being with those two, and there's so much legs you can do with it, just like against your metaphors like they've already done. Looks like we're going to have a match against the big three coming up at some point. I think this is the most relevant the tag titles has been in so long. If they just keep up this rhythm where they're appearing on every brand, eventually these belts will start being put on PLEs again because you'll have the storylines to follow.
Yeah. Honey, let me ask you, with all of these tag teams that they are starting to stir up, starting to kind of, no pun intended, but shake the pot a little bit, do you see the unholy union walking out of 2024 as the women's tag team champions, or do we crown new women's tag team champions before the end of the year?
I don't see them past 2024 being tag team champions. I do like what they're doing with them, especially being that, they were favorited when they, won their match at home, but now they're, trying to put some mega heat on them, on these girls, which it should be, because they're a, more of a dark entity kind of tag team. And I think it's pretty much setting up for, like you said, the triple threat, or if not, the rematch for the big 2 out of 3 with Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair. I honestly believe that we can possibly see the big 2 out of 3 regain those tag team titles and become 2-time tag teams, 2-time women's tag team champions. Say that 5 times fast, shit.
Right.
But yeah.
Now here's something interesting. Anton Phillips asked, could we see a War Games Team Nia versus Team Bailey? Nia, Tiffany, Blair, Alba, Lila, Bailey, Jade, Bianca, Naomi, and possibly a Charlotte return.
I don't see the correlation with Charlotte and Bailey being allies, but you can probably fit somebody else in there.
Yeah. I'd even be thinking, damn, I'm trying to think who else is on the SmackDown roster for that side.
You have Tiffany Stratton, Nia Jax.
They have them on the opposite with Unholy Union and Blair. 3, 4. Dang, I'm trying to think who else is on SmackDown.
Hold on.
That's one of those times.
Oh,
where you
Mia Yim. That's it. Mia Yim. That's who they'd have fill that out.
Ami Chin. There you go.
Yeah.
Mia Yim, or you call up in one of those TNA favors, and that would be an ideal spot to have Jordan Grace come feature on your PLA.
That'd be sick. That would be sick. Or even maybe a Roxanne Perez, being that she's already had experience debuting on the main roster.
Let's not throw them into C-class stories like that. Let's not do my champion like that. This is C story at best right now.
But don't think that your client would boost up the the viewership as far as it?
My client, if it's not Team Perez, we don't do that to champions. Now you do that to a Lola Vice. You do.
This is not where I wanted it to go.
To a Tatum Paxley.
I did not mean for it to go this way. And also another name that could be involved in this would be Naomi as well.
No, they said Naomi. Well. So it was the big 3 and Bailey. We just needed.
That's right. Okay,
yeah. Which is why, to Mayor's point, like Jordan Grace would be a great call up, especially with Naomi there. That'd be a great favor to have come in and really tear the roof off of War Games.
Said, what do you make?
It'd be a nice spot for Zelina because she's not doing anything lately. I mean,
no. We're not going there.
No. What we say?
No. Live right now as we speak on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Literally,
I meant that in a positive light.
You leave alone. That's who you leave. You leave Zelina and Asuka alone. You saw what happened we did with Asuka. Don't you do that to Zelina.
Zelina fry her ass up for the past 72 hours, and I'm not lying.
It ain't her fault. It ain't her fault. We've been saying for weeks, and you've been here when we said it, Mayor. Push Zelina. We've been saying it for a while now.
Yeah,
I've been saying it for years.
Yeah, we leave Zelina out of this. Zelina got
yeah. And she's on Raw anyway, and she's dealing with Liv. She's about to take her ass out with a chancla as well.
Something. That's all I'm saying. We need something.
There's money in the chase. You best believe.
You went with the line. This week. You like touching the line. So you like that little kid that like to touch the.
He's like dipping his dipping his toe, like, in,
Like I'm all
I,
right. I'm gonna let you.
oh Lord, have
I'm
mercy.
glad you got a slide for this. This has been my favorite part of Raw highlights the past 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's because you never know how many times he go. So for those that don't know, Big Bronson Reed is tired of having people not put respect on his name. He is tired of being seen as just a B card. This man is a top contender, and he is not playing with anybody. Last week, this man hit Seth Rollins with 82 Typhoon splashes, and the next week, somewhat committed a hate crime a little bit and splashed R-Truth way too many times.
It's a senior citizen.
Yeah, and he only splashed Miz once. I'm just throwing that out there. Just throwing it out there. This was a lot. But to have that said, every time he goes back to that turnbuckle, I can't do nothing but smile because that shit is hilarious. Every single time. I just want to know, how are y'all feeling? I'll start with you, honey. How are you feeling about this recent change in Bronson's story? And with this happening, can this deliver a payoff for him to be seen as a top contender? Or is this kind of a 15 minutes type of thing where he might get a PLE match, then it starts to kind of die back down?
I definitely do not think that this is just going to be a 15 minutes of fame thing for Mr. Bronson Reed. He has a lot of years in him, and he's a brilliant big boy athlete. He's actually one of the good ones. I believe this run is definitely going to be a tribute to, the fact that they kind of WWE kind of let him slip from their fingers a couple of years ago, and he made a move, and they brought him instantly right back. When Triple H was like, run it back. I need my NXT kids back, my breakout superstars back. And he did very well in NXT in the breakout tournament. He was even a North American champion. So he's definitely a top contender. As far as what belt it would be, it could be anyone. And at this point, if he eliminated somebody like Seth Rollins in that caliber, he's going for the big ones, as he should. And he's just a monster. And I feel like we're only seeing the beginning of what he can really do.
I agree 100%. Cedric, let me ask you, what match do you think Bronson Reed needs, and where should it be held for him to finally get that spotlight to say, okay, this is a guy we need to put in the world heavyweight titleship talk?
I think we already got it in the form of not having a match, but just taking out somebody at the top like Seth. So whenever Seth comes back, he's obviously going to want his lick back. So that'll be the match down the road. But in the meantime, I would like to see Bronson do an open challenge against Obafemi. I would like to see Bronson answer an open challenge against Braun Breaker. Even in losing efforts, that continues to boost him more and more. Hell, put Bronson in the speed challenge and let him spam the shit out of that tsunami for 3 minutes.
Bro,
I'll watch that for all 3 minutes.
Just spam it for all 3 minutes.
250, he go for it
like that. Like, there's so much you can play with this to not have a belt, but I think it does end with the belt. Bronson's problem is that the current title holders are all people that have been waiting in the wings for a long time. So you have your Braun Breaker. I can't see NXT because it's going to the CW, and then you have Oba, and then you have LA Knight just got his championship. Braun Breaker just got his championship. Gunther just got his championship. So he's kind of just in that, not second tier, but it's like, we believe you, but damn, these guys been waiting so long.
And he's in the waiting room. Yeah, so you say he's in the waiting room now.
We like cake over here.
Well, it's good to see another big back associate in the waiting rooms, in the looms of waiting to get to that top spot. And just like you said, both of y'all said, I think he is an incredible athlete. Every time he's in a match, love to see him. So I'm glad to see that he is starting to get that shine, that recognition, and hopefully it takes him to the tippy top. Especially when nobody's a chocolate throwing was an Olympic sports, Lena Vega would win the gold. You damn right, because they should replace that with that breakdancing shit they did at the Olympics. Because
oh my
that
God.
was something. That was something.
Dylan has a question for you.
Dylan has a question. Okay, I got a question for the councilman. At what rank is Bronson Reed in the Big Back Community Association? We don't like to give levels. You know what I'm saying? Because that kind of feel prejudged. We've already been judged as the Big Back community and stuff like that. You know, telling us to never take our shirts off while we're at the beach or pool. We don't like to rank who has the better big back. We kind of think of it almost in the sense of Judgment Day rule. Everybody is equal here in the Big Back Association. But I would say Bronson Reed makes a great caribou rib when he comes to the Big Back barbecue. So anyone that brings food to the Big Back Association events is always considered a favorite in the community.
Very well said.
All right.
To the main event of Raw, which was a 2 out of 3 falls match between the current champion Braun Breaker versus Mick Foley Jr. Mick Foley Jr. gets a huge upset to win the first pin, and then Braun Breaker beat this man down like he used to steal his lunch money when they were in elementary school, and picked up a clean 2 pinfalls to remain the Intercontinental Champion, and had Mick Foley Jr. left in the ring looking back like he just caught his wife sleeping with her favorite black guy NBA player. And I just want to get y'all opinion on what happens with Mick Foley Jr. now after this. Y'all saw the look he had in that ring. Y'all saw look. This was the look he had with his hair all messed up. He was
I think Sami,
I can't.
very, very important Intercontinental Champion because he's the one that dethroned the longest reigning. But there's also immediate storylines for him, especially when you consider Judgment Day and everything that's going on with this new Judgment Day. I think Jay Uso, just like a week ago, was like, hey, we can go after those tag team titles. So I think you'll see that for a bit until they bleed over into whatever's happening with Roman on SmackDown.
okay. So we're going back to the Judgment Day line, getting ready for them. Okay. Honey, what about you? What do you see next for Mick Foley Jr.?
I don't know, man. I honestly feel that, you know, there's something a brewing along with Jey Uso, being that they've showed them the last couple of times together in certain promos backstage and certain interactions and things like that, even before their matches in recent months. I honestly think that, you know, Sammy's just got a lot to offer. He can belong in any card, honestly, whether it's the, you know, the main event card for the tag team titles or for an Intercontinental Championship as well. You know, he has never really reached as far as WWE champion, even though he has competed for it. But I feel like, you know, Sami is just, you know, playing the field and doing his thing and just being a multitasker and, you know, just being a good workhorse, which he is. I can't knock him for that, you know. And like I said, he's just helping others, and he did a great job with Braun Breaker because, you know, Braun Breaker's champion now.
Yeah. I think it was a phenomenal match between the two of them to, you know, really stamp out the next chapter in the Intercontinental title picture, which is Braun Breaker, having someone as young as him who's quick on his feet, not just physically, but like mentally and learning the sport, that I think it will keep that caliber for the Intercontinental division, kind of like how Gunther did. And I think it just works with him going back to the bloodline, getting with Roman and really taking out this Timu bloodline. Not sure I feel the same way for Jay, just because I'm ready. If we push it main event Jay, can we push main event Jay instead of this tag team shit? Because I was not feeling that.
He's main event Jey Uso, so push him to the main event.
Yeah,
you know, like you can't have main event Jey Uso without being in the main event.
If he get put in this bloodline stuff and y'all do this in Survivor Series, Jey Uso need to win the Royal Rumble.
He's probably going to be the last one involved, I would think. Like one of the very last resorts, I think. I don't think it's going to happen so soon.
I don't think so either. But if that's the line you going to, Jey Uso need a big win. He needs a big win.
He's going to get one. He definitely will.
I don't think Royal Rumble. We are way too early for predictions for Royal Rumble, but I have to believe that if it is genuinely the last time, then we got to consider John to win a Rumble.
Why though?
I'm sorry, who?
It can lead to some. It can lead to one last run. That is why.
But
you talking about Cena?
He has other times, but he had John Cena. But he has other times he can do that because you can do that at Elimination Chamber and have a number one contenders match.
He could, but he's also been the guy that earns his way in. That seems like a great way to earn his way in for the very last time.
I can see that.
I don't know. I could see that, but whenever Roman hands Sami that honorary Uce shirt, numbers.
Yeah. Or just Uce. Just Uce. You ain't even honorary no more. You just the Uce. I think that should go over too. But that was most of the highlights of Raw. We're gonna keep it pushing over with NXT now. NXT had a very impactful, no pun intended, episode. Starting off with the NXT champion Ethan Page coming out, of course, being the all ego that we know, and not even having to say his name, and he appeared. Joe Hendry was here last night, and he definitely made the claims that he is going for the NXT title, but he was not the only one. Pete Dunne is putting his stamp in there, as well as Wesley. All three of these guys coming out, kind of attacking one another, but setting the stage up for what could potentially be maybe a fatal four-way going on, or a triple threat, perhaps, because we have learned that Wesley may be potentially taking on his former tag team partner of the Rascals at No Mercy. But I just want to know, how are y'all feeling about the overall picture of where the NXT Championship is going? Cedric, we're going to start with you.
This title is treading water, and I mean that in the kindest way possible. That's no shade to Ethan Page. It's no shade to Trick. It's just that there's not that many people at the top of the mountain that you can believe. Meanwhile, you got a North American champion that is just absolutely dominant. I would even argue that even the way they position Roxanne is like dominant. So this being kind of the hot potato title when it's really the top title, it's just, if we have another four-way match or eliminate or something like that, it just doesn't bode well for how we're going to enter in the CW era. I think they got to establish a challenger, and at this point, I think it's going to be Joe Hendry, which is very dangerous because of how popular he is. And I think that's why you had to move Trick out of the title picture as fast as you did, because Joe Hendry is so damn popular that people are just anticipating when he's actually going to win the big one. So I think Hendry is in the match, or he gets a one-on-one at No Mercy, and then we get a trio of matches with him and Ethan Page. But I think the big story is going to be not No Mercy, but the one after that, the next PLE after that. That's what's going to happen. Joe Hendry is going to be the TNA flag bearer to own a major title in WWE.
Honey, what are your thoughts?
As far as where the direction of this particular division in NXT is going, I like the variety in it. I just also want to say, for the record, I am super happy that Wesley has finally come to his senses. I didn't think he would come to his senses in this way by stabbing his friends in the back, but I do recall saying a few weeks back when talking about NXT and the Rascals in particular, and Wesley after he lost to Obafemi, that it is time for him to move on to some bigger and better things. And what's bigger than the North American title? The NXT Championship, which is what Ethan Page is holding. So it made perfectly sense for Wesley to kind of be the party pooper in Joe Hendry's party. But I'm actually, now that that particular moment happened, I'm not regretting what I saw him do last week. Now I understand what direction they were going in, and he delivered a great promo, as well, and obviously giving a message to his former partners, which we know eventually is going to come to a head as well. Those two will have to face off for, the little revenge match, best friend versus former best friend and everything like that. But yeah, shout outs to Wesley for finally stepping it up and moving on to bigger, better things. As far as what happens with Oba, man, I don't know who's stopping this guy. Him and Otis had a crazy match last night, and there was just a lot of cool things that went down last night. But as far as As far as the championship, Ethan Page has a huge target on his back. There's a lot of competition, and Joe Hendry is coming.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think before we go into the CW, we will believe in Joe Hendry, as y'all said, man.
It'll be the Joe Hendry era in NXT.
Yeah. And I'm in the same agreement with Wesley. Was very glad to finally see him like, yo, screw these tag titles, screw everything. I said it too. I was like, yo, no, go for the NXT Championship. Stop playing. And I think him having that kind of a heel turn is going to get him there. So we will see what's going to happen with No Mercy coming up. We did see a title change come over, which was the NXT Heritage Cup. The Mafia boys lost to the Quarter Catch Republic. And I don't care. It was yeah.
I saw immediately where this was going.
Yeah.
Thoughts? I mean, I have more questions than answers, and I guess I'm gonna have to keep watching in order to get those answers. But I don't know what understandably so, it should be in the hands of the spawn of William Regal, in Dempsey. But what about the Don? What does this do for the Don and his story going forward? I'm not sure what direction this whole thing is going in with the family and everything like that. It's just, I don't get what the whole point of it was now at this point. I thought it could have possibly went somewhere a couple weeks back, but now it's just like, I'm lost. I'm completely lost, honestly.
Mayor, any thoughts on this match nobody cared about?
I don't know why we're still forcing the Heritage Cup, but I mean, it's here. It's a separate title. I would love if they just revitalized the Cruiserweight title in some fashion, but we have the Heritage Cup, and it seems like it's in placement just for Noam Dar to return and get the Heritage Cup. But the fact that the D'Angelo family held it so long and it hasn't really elevated the family, good that they got it off them. I've been screaming to defund the family like I've been screaming defund Chase U. So now the D'Angelo family can go do other things. Hopefully it's not the tag team picture. Maybe you can get Tony D in the main event picture again somehow. But I personally would like to see more out of Rizzo. I would like to see Rizzo get more opportunities in ring to showcase her skills, just like the Quarter Catch crew is going to start promoting Ren Sinclair more. That she's adding the personality to that faction, especially with all the turnover that they've had in that faction. Now you'll get some stability with the Heritage Cup, and it is kind of carbon copy for Dempsey. So maybe you'll see more value out of the Heritage Cup going forward with Dempsey holding it, and even defending it in TNA or Bloodsport and other places. I think that's the move for them now.
Yeah, same. Something has to change when it comes to the NXT Heritage Cup, and so hopefully it'll elevate, maybe add some other stipulations to it that makes it worthwhile and watching. So, but congratulations to Dempsey on becoming the new NXT Heritage Cup champion. And as we said, we discussed Wesley. Wesley didn't really talk about why he traded on the Rascals or anything. Just letting us know that he is focused on the NXT Championship now. But we will have a possible match between him and his tag partner at No Mercy. Now,
4 minutes of BS. Michael, you need better writers, bro. Because that tells me nothing. You were so surprised, crying tears just a couple weeks ago, and a couple weeks later you fed up. It would make more sense to me if you were fed up after a series of losses. But you got one chance. And y'all lost. But if you would have lost, let's say you had 3 runs at the tag team titles and you lost, and it's like, damn, I'm carrying dead weight. I was doing kind of fine on my own, but not 2 weeks later. Garbage.
No, it's just
I'm not feeling it.
He's not feeling it. He's not feeling it. It was a series of losses, though. First they were singles, then to get your friends back and still keep losing. It's like, you know what? Heel turn. I'm tired of this crap. I'm tired of this. Yes, it was definitely.
Wasn't feeling the conviction at all in that. It's like, and now we get a one-on-one match with Zachary, and for what? For why? What about Trey? It just makes no sense.
That's what I want to know. It's no shade. What about Trick? Because everybody just completely forgot about the whoop that Trick era. Like all of a sudden
Not
after
Trick,
I was
Trey.
in that damn
Not
building.
Trey.
Oh,
Trey
Trey. I thought you
Miguel.
said Trick.
The
Oh,
other
Trick. I thought you
rascal.
said Trick Williams. Well,
The
what
other
about
rascal.
I'm glad that was sitting in your heart.
Justice for Trick Williams? Because that's what I thought you said anyway. So I'm gonna continue with my rant. But justice for Trick Williams, damn it, because y'all just came and went with this Trick Willie era. Came and went. Up that Trick, and now all of a sudden it's all ego, and Joe Hendry has outshined everybody, and now what? Now what?
Yep.
And also Trey Miguel.
The Trick whooped himself. You know, that's what happens. That's what happens when your move set is not. You know.
Ooh.
That's not even. Man, listen, man, y'all go cut Trick Willie some slack. He's a great athlete. He does what he needs to do, and he had a good match with Pete Dunne as well.
Yes, he did. Yes,
that match was good. That match was really good.
It was really good. Speaking of move sets, and
let's talk about how this match was finished.
Yeah. So Lola Vice was jumping into other people's business, and she doesn't have any of her own currently, and wound up getting into a match with Tatum Paxley. Now I will say it was a great bout. Lola did pick up the win, and it did end in her trying to, kind of mend and understand Tatum Paxley, but along with a couple of attacks by Kaylani and Wendy Chu. So it looks like there is a mixture of rivalry going on between there. Honey, I'm gonna start off with you. How are you feeling about the potential of where Lola is going right now?
I'm not. I don't know who the hell did that. I don't know.
I'm gonna fight all these urges, my brother.
I'm just trying to find where, being the headline of No Mercy, where you competed with Tatum Paxley, you're not going at Roxanne for the main card title like you should be doing. I'm not. I'm not sure what's going on here. Like she's focusing on the wrong things, if you ask me. But hey, we're here.
Since we don't want to highlight the finish of the match, I'll just go out and say that Lola finished this match in quite stellar fashion with a spinning back fist. When we talk about things like No Mercy, that spinning back fist is merciless. So I will point out that while this wasn't the main event of the night, maybe not even the opener, it was a great showing, and now we can kind of see Lola's trajectory. If you don't see it, let me spell it out for you right now. Wendy Chu has just attacked Kalani Jordan during the match, which caused a distraction. Tatum was the fall girl here. We get Chu, Lola, and I'm picking Lola to beat the crazy out of Wendy Chu and all the ghoulish antics. But that's going to lead with a match against Kalani Jordan, which, hint, hint, wink, wink, there's not a lot of people that are fans of that title reign. Don't know why. I am a fan of that title reign, so I can see Lola very easily being the next women's North American champion. And you know what is going to happen when she becomes the women's North American champion?
I'm not mad at you too.
There's only one person who's going to take that belt from Roxanne.
No, he's talking about Kalani.
Not who you think it is.
He's talking about Kalani. He's talking about Kalani's championship, honey. He's talking about her.
Either way, I'm just saying.
But I feel you, Mayor. I would be like that too if I finally had a championship in my city. Now we already have some where the Perezians stand, so we've had our celebration of first titles. But I understand why you would be so obnoxious about it, and I'm not mad at you when it might happen. But we shall see. We still don't exactly know how the full card of No Mercy is shaping up. As we say, hopefully with her being the face of No Mercy, that she has a stellar match put on the card. We shall see. But
maybe she'll be in the main event.
Now, come on, wait a minute. Wait, now we said we were going to be
you know what?
What is popping?
You know what? No. We need a cool down. How about everybody go check out our merch?
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen, not knowing what you want to do, like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
Yes. Go check out www talkpod.com for all our cool merch and all things women's wrestling talk as we continue to keep it civil.
I will not be tempted by these egregious acts. As I told you at the beginning of our show, I have been fined. So this feels very one-sided.
I apologize, man. I don't know which one of the workers here at the office put this together, but we will take immediate action on them. I don't know how this happened, and I want to apologize because we said we were going to be. You said you were going to be cordial. I said I wasn't, but I was going to try, and I have been trying, and I just it's these temptations, but we're not going to jump into that. We're going to keep it civil and talk about this phenomenal match against Otis and Oba for the NXT North American title. And let me tell you, there was a lot of big back activity going on here tonight. Just meat everywhere, just fucking everywhere, slamming on the ground. The ring was gonna break with all this big back activity, but even Otis, worm and all, was no match for Big Oba. And Big Oba is still your NXT North American champion. And I got to say it just like how Michael Cole says, and I'm going to ask you, Mayor, first. How do you stop Oba Femi?
You don't. Oba Femi is unstoppable. He is indestructible. He is undeniable. And he is having a stellar North American Championship reign. Eventually, I wouldn't say just yet, but I think eventually he would definitely go ahead and move on to bigger and better things and be a main event player for the NXT Championship as well. But he's just pretty much breezing through this title reign and just running through the roster as he rightfully should, because he's a dangerous fellow. He's a dangerous fellow. I don't see nobody taking this title off him anytime soon.
Mayor, on a scale of 1 to 10, what are the chances that we see Oba dual champion?
Nah, I don't think we're doing that again. I think that's an accolade that only Keith Lee will hold in NXT, and for good reason. So I think for Oba, I don't even think Oba really needs to have a world title reign. I think he's like, I think I saw a quote earlier this week that there's like a good portion of the roster is ready to be called up now. It's just timing. Oba's one of those people where the timing is about to align perfectly. Him appearing on Raw, I think this is a natural point for him. And Otis was the first one where you'll start seeing people come down to test Oba. Now, who is going to be the one to take the belt off Oba? I don't know. But there will be somebody that is on the main roster that kind of gets one over him that allows Oba to be free to jump up.
Yeah. Or I've seen a lot of people say the Oscar route, like, can't nobody stop him. He steps down from the title and goes to Raw.
Now, what if, I'm just pointing a hypothetical, what if Sami Zayn beat Oba Femi?
So we got to shout out our sponsors, ACW, real quick, Wrestling. So we're going to be right back.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Sir, if that ever happens, I will get AEW tattooed on me, and that's all I will ever watch. From now on. If you let Mick Foley Jr. beat Oberfett, I'm gonna be tight. I don't even know why you. I don't even know why you did that. Why would you put that into the air?
Oof two.
We not. No. Nobody's touching this title reign for a long while. It's gonna have to be somebody.
Everybody pops for the oof two. I can see it.
Congratulations, Obafemi, on retaining your NXT North American title. Hopefully, your big back domination continues, and Mick Foley Jr. knows to stay his ass at Raw and not to come mess with you. Moving forward, as we said, it is the NXT General Manager Ava's birthday, and even in all good fashion, she gave us some great news that starting next week, we're going to have a gauntlet eliminator match to determine the number one contender for the NXT Women's Championship, and who will face Roxy Perez at No Mercy. And it is between 6 people. We have Ren Sinclair from the No Quarter Catch crew, Adrian Rizzo from the D'Angelo family, along with Sol Ruka, Jada Parker, Kendall Gray, and Carmen Petrovich. Some reason Lola Vice is not in there. I'm so confused. Just, you would think head of No Mercy, you would think she'd be involved in this. I would like to know from the mayor, how did this happen, and how is she not in this match?
I would venture to say that is because of the quietly filed restraining order that Miss Roxanne Perez has filed against Lola Vice after that grueling match she had, where she barely escaped. Nonetheless, we run more than one city, and my client, Jada Parker, will represent. Because what can you do with pop rocks? You squash them with a mighty rump. So that'll be my prediction right there. Jada Parker goes on.
We like tape over here.
I have no disagreements in that selection as well. I too cast my vote for Parkerville. I'm sorry, honey. I am.
No, well, you know what? No, I thought you meant that you were predicting her to win. That's why I got shocked. But then I realized you were predicting her to be next in line.
Both. As much as I could see Jada. No. Oh, you talking about winning the whole thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I thought that's what you're talking about.
You are hilarious. You are funny. Yes. That Black Force energy ain't gonna be enough for her to top of Roxanne. That would, how Dylan, now if you want to clip something funny, you clip that, because that was hilarious. Jada,
oh no, I thought that's what you were insinuating, sir. I apologize. No, I just realized that you were picking her to win in this little gauntlet or match that they have with all the 6 of these women. So, but yeah, if I had to pick, my second runner-up from Miss Parker would be Sol Ruka. I would really love Sol Ruka in a main title picture just to see how well she does. But yeah, it's time for the Pereziacs to get together and make some moves on Parkerville.
Oh man, hey, you got my stomach hurting. That was great. That was great. That was up there when he said little Thea Hale might win against Roxy. It's just so adorable. It's so
great. It's a beautiful thing.
Oh man. But I believe the same thing. It's either between Parker and Sol Ruka. I wouldn't even mind something of even getting one more match with Jada Parker and Sol Ruka to determine it, just so I see them solo. I think they will put on a phenomenal match. So we're going to see who Roxanne is going to eat up at No Mercy next week on NXT. So we will see what happens. But as you can see, we are all rooting for Jada Parker. And the main event of NXT, we have asked them to be defunded. We did not want the U. We wanted an HBCU, but for some reason, somebody, won't say no names, I'm not going to call out the mayor like that, but he is still possibly funding Chase U. And somehow, they are now the new NXT Tag Team Champions. Now, besides...
Why would that man play games with me? Why would you play games with me?
Sorry, I got a little trigger happy.
No, you good. Man, I want to know from you though. Aside from the defunded part, let's stray away from that. What do you think this does for the NXT Tag Team division? Does it improve it? Is it potentially going to get us back to some classic tag team matches, or are we just shifting these things around?
So, Michael, I want to talk to you. So, we had to sit on the Sci-Fi Network for 2 weeks for the Great American Bash. No title changes. You come back to USA and you change the Heritage Cup and you change the NXT tag titles clean. Not for one of your most historic tag teams with MSK, but Andre Chase, whose shoes is always fire. I ain't gonna lie. He always got them fresh kicks on, but the man wrestles in a sweater. Been wrestling in a sweater since day one.
I can't deal.
We had him laundering money, gambling with the D'Angelo family, and we reward this man with tag team titles for nothing more than to further the storyline that Ridge Holland belongs. Nothing else. There's nothing else going on at Chase U. Thea Hale just lost. Duke Hudson just there. Why? So this spells to me transitional tag team champions. You know what would have been dope? We could got some more highlighter green, neon green t-shirts flowing with the Rascals, get them hockey jerseys, but no. You want us to buy these damn Chase U jerseys. That's what you want. That's why we got personalized jerseys for Thea and Duke and Ridge, because you want us to buy that at the store. If y'all don't put these damn titles at the OC at No Mercy, I'm gonna be pretty damn pissed off. Just give it to Gallows and Anderson. Let's just move on. Make Fraxium fight, because that's what you're gonna do.
Yes.
But no, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it at all. Especially clean with no controversy to Fraxium after teasing it for weeks, almost some months.
Nope.
This is what we do.
I'm not feeling it.
Honey, your thoughts?
You know, I find it kind of odd. And I don't know, maybe I'm going somewhere with this, maybe not. But, and it's Shawn, by the way. I'm going to address Shawn Michaels, okay? If you were going to have these fellas win and crown them tag team champions, why not? I mean, and it sucks because, you know, we have been talking very extensively about the queen of NXT, Roxanne, and her title reign. But if that's the case, like, why not crown all of Chase U then if you're going to do something? But why not Thea Hale? Does Thea Hale not deserve to be holding some gold as well? Like, I'm not I feel like she definitely does. I mean, we've all said that she does have a lot of room for growth as well, being that she is so young, but still, why crown these guys but not her? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I just find that really strange.
I just find it adorable that you think she should have it.
And it's not like they haven't captured tag team gold before. My question is, why isn't Andre Chase trying to look for singles gold as the leader of the university? Why isn't he stepping up to Obafemi? Why isn't he trying to challenge for the world title as the leader of the university?
Here's something I gotta ask. Here's something I gotta ask. Here's something I gotta ask. What about Julia make y'all think she that person? Like, I really need to know what matches are y'all saying like y'all seen that's gonna put her over Roxanne. I really want to know what y'all think this woman is finna do to the
Cindy.
Talking to you, Cindy.
No, I'm talking to Boza. I just want to know because, like, again, I don't know Julia like that. So I really need some facts as to when you say title holder until Julia gets there. What is it about her
placeholder specifically?
Placeholder. What can y'all refer me to go like, well, let me see if that is true or not? Because that's a bold ass statement to say.
Yeah, unfortunately. I mean, like I said, there's only going to be one person who's going to ruin, unfortunately, Roxanne Perez's reign, and I know exactly who that is. I think we all should know who that is. But we are totally digressing. This Chase U. It goes to show how much we really cared about what's happened here, I guess.
Don't nobody care about Chase U. Even as the mayor was talking, he just wanted to finish because he's like, I'm tired of talking about these motherfuckers. Chase U is just, bro. I don't.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you though, Mayor. Give it to the OC. Like I really would like to see the OC. These are the only tag team titles they haven't won yet on WWE. So I think this would be really cool for them to do. I mean, somebody needs to wake up all this positivity going on and bring them back down to reality and let them know who the real OGs are around there.
OC need to change their name for one night to Sally Mae and kick their ass. That's somebody ain't beating. Turn them to Sally Mae and kick their asses. But thank you, Dylan. Ain't no placeholder around here, dog. Ain't no placeholder around here. But shout out to the current tag team placeholders, Chase U, on winning the NXT tag team titles. Not sure how you're going to lose them, but if you do, I hope it is to the OC as well.
What is going on?
What
is going on here?
What is going on here, man? What is going on, dog?
3 of them.
I had no part. No part.
I don't have no words for this, sir. At this point, somebody's getting fired. That's all I know.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusations. And
so I'm gonna get to the bottom of this, sir. By tonight, I'm gonna get to the bottom of whichever one of my employees did this, man.
My hands are washed of this because we all know who's leading the show today. I have nothing to do with this. Knew nothing. I was scheduled to be late. No, nothing. This is
way too much. Way too much. Oh, we're going to keep it moving. We have gotten word that a little bit more clarification. Someone is going.
I can't.
Oh snap! We have gotten a little bit of more clarity on John Cena's farewell tour in 2025. Many people were speculating how many dates he was expected to work. We got a little bit more clarification on that. A lot of people were concerned that John Cena's schedule with Hollywood may kind of interfere in what he particularly wanted to do for his final, run around the WWE in 2025. But we have learned one of those titles that people were concerned about was Peacemaker, and season 2 getting ready to come out sometime within now 2025, because they will be wrapped up with everything in 2024, which means the extent of 2025 is left strictly for the WWE for John Cena. So we could be potentially getting a full calendar run of John Cena. And I just want to know y'all thoughts on it. Honey, we'll start with you. What are your thoughts on a potential year-round 2025 John Cena?
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of really cool, interesting things from John Cena especially when it's time for him to kick off his retirement tour. I think one of many things that I think that should happen is we should definitely see him along with R-Truth, being that we know R-Truth has always looked up to John Cena as his childhood hero. I need to see a tag team match of some kind, preferably after the fact that Miz betrays R-Truth somehow. I think that would be a really interesting little twist, and also to put Miz back into being a heel and to getting more serious and possibly going after a main card title. Like, I would love that for the Miz. And even, with John Cena, I would like to see him versus, team up with R-Truth, face the Miz, face CM Punk potentially, maybe face Roman Reigns one more time, or even Dwayne. Like, there's going to be so many cool things that I know that we're going to see from Cena, because if it's his last hurrah, you best believe he's going to make sure every single one of us in any way, shape, or form feels it all the way to the end. It's going to be very emotional. It's going to be really crazy. It kind of reminds me of when The Undertaker was going on his last year before he got entered into the Hall of Fame and things like that. And I had gone to his last show at Madison Square Garden. It was a live show, summertime live show. And it was absolutely phenomenal. So I know it's going to have that big, that big superstar, megastar retirement feel. And, Cena's always put on a great show. But I think this is really cool that we get to see it. He's had such a stellar career already, and Cena's going to end it on his own terms in the way he wants to. And I'm not sure if he would have been able to do that if he had chosen to retire earlier. So it's kind of good to see him do it, especially in this Triple H era.
Yeah. Mayor, what three matches are you looking forward to having Cena do within his final run? And is there a particular PLE that you're very excited to see John Cena perform at?
Probably SummerSlam. I think the SummerSlam performance will mean a lot more than WrestleMania. I think he should. For years, people said that John did not elevate the next class earlier, but he always did. It's just a matter of what those people did with it after he gave them the rub. So I look for John to put on a bunch of first ever matches, and maybe not so much do callbacks with those matches, but like maybe segments. Like you'll have a segment with CM Punk, a segment with Roman, and those segments will do numbers, not necessarily a match. But I hope he gets it. I hope he does wrestle Braun Breaker. I hope he does work a match with Carmelo Hayes. I hope he does take like the next generation NXT superstar after the backstage segment he had with Trick Williams. I hope we get a Trick Williams John Cena match. I think that would do wonders for the next decade of performers more than any.
Sick.
Meanwhile, I think he does get title matches. I don't know whether it's Raw or SmackDown. I think Cena Cody would be fun. Obviously, Cena Gunther will be fun. But I do think he caps off his career the same way Sting did. And I think he captures 17 just because there'll never be another time. And I don't think that record will be broken once he captures 17, just because we watch and view wrestling a little bit with shorter attention spans now. So I think if he ends the year and then vacates the title, that allows somebody else to kind of grow into that platform when the time comes via tournament.
Yeah, no, I agree. If y'all got a Dynamite preview, do it soon. Y'all got a producer having to do that. I got you. We got you. We almost done. We almost getting to them. We getting to them and their news.
The shade.
Well, nobody care about AEW. Nobody care about that. I agree with John saying what you with John saying. Like, I love to see a 17 title. I would love to see him versus Joe Hendry. If it's not even a match, just an encounter with one another, I would love to see though the pop between them two. But to the mayor's point, I think it'll be great to see him put on for the new talent and really showcase some of them in his final year of wrestling before he retires. So one more thing, just being real quick, we've heard about the next potential backstage plans with with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. We know we have a strap match coming at the Bash of Berlin. Potentially the next one will be at Bad Blood, and it will be a Hell in a Cell match. Now, question, are we getting too much of this, or are they pacing this just right? I just want to get your quick thoughts on this. Honey.
I'm not mad at it. Let's go for blood, man. Let's go for it all. This is a strong blood feud that's been deep rooted since the beginning of the year. And I think, we're getting towards the end of the summer and we're about to just pretty much put the cap on it after these next couple of matches, because these guys are going to put each other through everything, especially in these stipulations. I can't wait. I would really love a Hell in the Cell more than anything, even more than a strap match. I really would love to see a Hell in the Cell match between these two. There'd be no escape for either of them. And they both honestly just want to put the pause on each other. And it's about time that they do, and just settle this once and for all, who the better man will be.
Mayor, your thoughts?
Definitely need to space it out. So it'll obviously be a trilogy, or best of three, if you want to call it that. So strap match, and I think the third will probably be an I Quit match.
I wouldn't mind that. I would definitely not mind an I Quit match. But yeah, either way, I like the feud that's going between them. Keep it going, keep it being said. Just do what you are supposed to do, CM Punk ass, and get your wife back in the ring. You got one job, and that's get her back here. After that, I don't care what you do. You can go be a champ for all I care. You just got one thing you need to accomplish. If not, you seen this from the color purple. Till you do right by us, this is you. Let's get to some quick AEW news. Rumors are circulating that the Lucha brothers will maybe potentially be going to the WWE. No real information that's been given, except for, I believe, Penta stating that he will. It's you already know. My client, of course, that's what my client is trying to do. Come on, man. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for confirming it and letting us know. But Penta has stated that their presence right now is still with AEW, but we heard rumors that Penta will be in Orlando this week and visiting the WWE Performance Center. So, again, not sure what's going to happen with them. Do you think Penta would admit that the Lucha brothers have been in talks with WWE? Yeah, right. Yeah. So again, we never know. It might just pop up again, but we can see like it's clear that people are seeing that golden ticket that comes to WWE and making sure that they do play their cards right to see if that's the best place they need to, or if they need to keep being where they are. Other news in AEW, MJF is scheduled to face Will Ospreay at All In for the AEW American Championship, and he's not feeling it. Not feeling it. Felt like he's definitively beat Will Ospreay. Not sure why he has to face him again. Obviously, he doesn't know how matches work, so not sure why he's saying that or how storylines go. But for some reason, that was the silly shit that MJF decided to throw out. And I can see the looks in your faces. No one cares about this match as well as the entire AEW. More news from AEW. Tony Khan has cleared up the mysterious picture with Shane McMahon that had been tweeted out. Apparently, they had met at a Dallas airport. That is where the picture was taken. They were having a conversation. Nothing about anything with business, just more of a pass-through. Just want to know y'all quick thoughts on, is this true? Are they maybe just saying that so they keep it hush-hush? Or was this just a coincidental passing in the airport, or is there something at the work? Mayor, we'll start with you first.
This is a nasty close-up picture. I'll just point that out of the fake TK. But I will say that you never say never. I just feel like the McMahon family as a whole cannot stay away from the wrestling business. So we'll see what that means, and we'll see what it means for AEW, who is desperately trying to beat the WCW allegations.
Gotcha. Honey?
Yeah, I would think that you know what, Dylan, because you are our producer from the future, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna play it for you. Where is it? What did he say?
I'm not feeling it.
It was this one.
You're lying.
I think this is just another case of Tony Khan getting ahead of himself. You know, there's a quote. There's a really well quoted sentence that I like to think in my head sometimes, and that's make more moves and make less announcements. Somebody get this man a muzzle. Somebody take this man's phone away. Just shush, and it'll be fine. Taking pictures with Shane McMahon, as far as the picture being real, as far as it being not real, doesn't matter. It won't matter until we see results from it. Shane and him could also be very good friends or acquaintances, and just Shane like maybe being an advisor of some sort. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, there's Tony Khan, you're clawing, you're just chomping at the bit at this point, and we could see your desperation. Just shut up, man. Just shut up and book and do whatever it is that you do. It's no shade, but it's shade.
Yeah, just I agree with both of y'all. Just be quiet and go run your company. Stop talking. But one thing that the fake TK continuously to jabber on about is on two nights, Dynamite, they will be doing a tribute video to Bryan Danielson, with this being his swan song. They will be playing Good Riddance by Green Day. Don't know if he saw Deadpool and Wolverine, but I guess he did and decided, hey, I think we should also use that song, and using this as a send-off to Bryan Danielson. So that is one of the many things that we will see on tonight's Dynamite, along with the Young Bucks taking on the Acclaim, Swerve Strickland taking on Wheeler Yuta, as well as Hangman Page, Adam Page going up against Jay Lethal, them boys that was in the Undisputed Era but not together, still together, whatever it is, versus the dude putting his hands in his pocket, but it's cooler than the other side of the pillow. And we also are going to see from Mariah May continuing the best feud out right now, going into All In, and as well as Yakata and against Cesario, aka Claudio. And then we got the fourth best horsewomen, Mercedes Moné, taking on Rashida as well. I believe the title will be on the line, so the Queen Charlotte should come and take title off.
Oh, things are popping up, kind of like these pictures. Like I don't know what's in the. I don't know what's happening today. Antoine Phillips with some very interesting words.
Here's the thing, that wouldn't look good. That would be a great match, but it wouldn't look good on either end. For you to drop such a rising star like Roxanne to earn the title that you've already won twice. So it's no need to. Mercedes Moné is the worst. I'm not going to say Mercedes Moné is the worst. I'm not going to say that.
But she's the fourth best horsewoman.
That's for damn sure. But is she the worst? Absolutely not. I think as much as we do clown on Mercedes, I cannot say that she is the worst, because I do enjoy watching the Mercedes Moné match. And at the end of the day, if you can keep someone occupied with your performance in the ring, then you are doing something right. So I cannot say she is the worst, but she is the fourth horsewoman. That's for damn sure. They're doing my girl Sheeta so dirty. I mean, she on TV.
Keep his word and keep the peace, like he said at the beginning of the show, despite the poking and prodding that is going on throughout this program. I just want you guys to know that in the chat.
Well, if you thought you was gonna get away with posting that picture you posted several episodes.
Not several episodes, too. And there's one photo.
Several. but several episodes it was brought up. Several episodes. You know how much I had to console my constituents. You know the crazy thing? I ain't even tribal chief.
I wanted this.
I wanted this. This is what I wanted. I wanted this.
Oh shit!
And I ain't even tribal chief. That's Cindil. That's Cindil that was just doing that. That was her. I'm not willing to say Mercedes is the worst. I enjoy something. I don't think she's bad on the mic either, like that. If you really want to talk about worst people on the mic, we know if we're doing a top 10 worst mics, Mercedes is not in that top 10. I'm not even going to say she's even in top 50. She
Cliff,
is not.
Talk to him, Cliff. Talk to him, Cliff.
Cliff
That's exactly what I said in the
Cliff,
video.
Listen, Cliff. We've settled this debate already, and if you want, you can go back into the archives of Women's Wrestling Talk because we had a whole debate show and also ranked the 4 horsewomen, and you let us know where Sasha,
That's a direct
aka
quote
Mercedes,
right there. They all had Sasha just be putting people on. You talk about Charlotte, Bailey.
We went through
Becky,
this already.
Bianca. People get their best matches ever. People get paid off Sasha Banks. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
but you lost the debate. It's not.
I didn't lose the debate. It's subjective. Debates are subjective.
Okay, well, the debates are subjective, but your favorite lost then.
Dylan, our official producer, has spoken.
I just want to say that the longer this my program all right, yes, it's 5 o'clock. We're gonna go ahead and end this right now. That was your AEW Dynamite card, which is starting right now. So we are gonna go ahead and end this thing. And as we do, I'm going to allow.
That's actually very smart.
Oh shit! Mayor, where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at says CWD_SAYS on the gram. Says the answer. Check out all my work, SaturdayWelton.com. And I'm also here Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays preaching the good word of Lola Vice, Jada Parker, and many other illustrious wrestlers that do not hold gold, but hold your hearts. And just in another brief week, we're gonna have to get into a little debate. Didn't want to do that. I tried to be civil today. But the powers that be couldn't hold their tongue. So, in the battle of the politicians, I vow to you.
I'm squeezing the life out of him. My arm is extra big, and he can't get out of this. I'm telling you now. Don't clap. Don't clap. Shut your mouths, Brooklyn. Shut your mouths, Brooklyn. I'll come out there and smack your faces, you understand me? Hey, big movie executives, Hollywood, I apologize, but I'm gonna hurt this man. I'm gonna whoop his ass, and we're gonna send him to the he ain't gonna be able to work. He ain't gonna be able to, don't bring him back here. I'm WWE. It's all day. Yes. I'm a heavyweight. Yes. I'm the only man here. I'll lay on this little all night long. 265 pounds. Okay, nobody do nothing. Tell you for a I'm gonna smash him too. I'll whoop everybody's ass around here.
I miss this version of Roman so much.
Me too. Tell me about it.
I do. And I only got this to say and what you think might happen.
This is bullshit.
And remember, our debate ain't gonna be subjective. There will be a winner and loser in this debate. Just so you know.
I got a lot left in the tank.
Who did that? Who did that?
I didn't press that. No.
Me.
This is why me and Honey are tag team champion. Why was I just about to press that? Literally just about to press that one. But Honey, what's gonna find you so we can get Dylan up out of here?
Y'all definitely gonna find me here next week for this great debate between these two elected officials. It's gonna be off the chain. I can't wait. I'm gonna have to stay somehow neutral in this and be the mediator and the delegator of this great debate. I'm so looking forward to it. I hope you guys make sure you tune in. It's going to be a banger. But other than that, besides there, you could find me, at the Honey Pod. You find me in the Beehive. You could also find me in Wyatt Six City. And follow all my socials: Wrestling with Honey TikTok, Wrestling with Honey Instagram, Facebook Wrestling W Honey, and the new YouTube Wrestling with Honey podcast.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Again, you can follow me at Will Farrow on everything, PHARAOH. Just make sure that you support WWT. Grab the merch. Make sure you keep supporting All Caribbean Wrestling. Support on their socials. Like, follow, subscribe for both of these great channels, and so we can keep this thing going. Like we said, buy merch, support the store, and always just remember this great image before we get up out of here. On Women's Wrestling Talk.
Poking the bear, we're poking the bear.
The number one in Women's Wrestling Talking Podcast. Thank you. I've been your councilman.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at wwtalkpod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms, like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at wwtalkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
I fucking can't. I can't.
Well played.
I fucking can't.
Well played.
I fucking can't. That's so good. It's gonna be so good. People are gonna look so forward to it.
Why is it not cutting off? Did it end it for y'all?
Oh no, it didn't.
It said an error occurred.